What's going on, Colts Nation? I appreciate you joining me for another video where today we're going to talk a little bit about the pre-game preview, right? It's time. It's that time of the week. We're coming back, and it's Friday, right? We play Denver on Sunday. It is a 4:25 game, not a 1 o'clock game. Okay, it's the most prime time that we're going to get outside of our one Sunday night football game that we had, unless we are able to get into the playoffs. And being able to beat Denver would be a massive step towards being able to get into the playoffs. I mean, if we lose this game, we're essentially out of it. Unless Baltimore or one of the other teams. But if Denver beats us, we can't get above Denver. With 3 games left, there'll be 3 games above us with the head-to-head tiebreaker. Denver will be above us. So I think DeForest Buckner said it best when he talked about how this is a playoff game for all intents and purposes. From here on out, and especially this week, we are in the playoffs. This is it, right? Everything we want as Colts fans, if we want a chance at the playoffs, it's got to start this week. And we got to come out of this bye week hot. Now, Denver also coming out of a bye week. So it's not going to be an easy task going up against the Denver Broncos, who have been really good this year. They've been one of the bigger surprises. I thought Bo Nix would be good, and I thought Sean Payton and Bo Nix would be able to figure it out. But I didn't think they had the roster to be able to really start to go. And boy, was I wrong. And as I sat here and I started thinking about it, I was like, man, I don't know if they've really had a bunch of injuries, right? Looking at the injury report, the Broncos have 2 guys on the injury report. One, a safety, Brandon Jones, good player, who's been limited both days. And then cornerback Riley Moss, who's also been good this season, but he's out with the knee. No telling if he's going to be back this upcoming week, but he hasn't practiced so far this week, so we'll see on him. But then I was curious, so I went and looked at the depth chart. They have 1, 2, 3 guys on the IR, which is insane. To be at this point in the season, have only 3 guys at the IR. I mean, we have so many guys. I don't even know how many we've ended up on the IR. Now, we do have a couple coming back from the IR, but nonetheless, to be as healthy as they are at this point in the season is kind of crazy. Coming out of the bye week, this is exactly what you want as a football team, to be healthy and to get rolling. And we can't let the Broncos do that, because while I do like Sean Payton and I do like Bo Nix and I do enjoy watching the Broncos, to be honest with you, I think they're a good football team, obviously well-coached football team, and they're figuring it out right now. Can't like them this week. Can't want them to win this week, and can't want them to win in the future, because hey, we got to gain some ground, right? And the Broncos have a tough schedule after the Broncos 3 very winnable games. So coming into the Broncos, going into Mile High, into Denver, right? And they call Mile High for a reason, right? The altitude could be an issue. Now, that's the part in this game, right? One of those factors that you can't see, but you have to factor into it, right? And how much is that going to affect the team, right? Coming from Indiana and going into Denver, how is that going to affect the team as we go into it, right? And one thing that makes me confident about the team is that, ever since Andy Richardson came back, ever since Kenny Moore called out the team for not working hard enough, it just seems like, especially coming out of this bye week with Anthony Richardson, first day of the bye week, hitting up Shane, hey, what do you got on Denver, right? The preparation should show up on Sunday. That's what you want to see week in, week out. And I'm becoming more confident through time that this team will be able to get it done. Now, we went and played a good team in Denver, the Lions came to Indy, right? And that game obviously didn't go well. We played 2 bad teams, the Patriots and the Jets, and we handled business, come out with close wins. Now, Denver has been a good football team. Could this go south? Of course it could. But I just think that because of the preparation coming in, because of talent that's on the team, Anthony getting better, having extra time to prepare for the Broncos, I feel like could really help us, right? And what's the weather going to be like there? Well, it's going to be 53 degrees. I assume this is at the time that the game starts. 53 degrees, partly cloudy, 7 miles per hour, northwest winds. Now, this is Denver. open stadium. This is again a 425 game, so because it's a 425 game, as the sun goes down, it is going to get colder. It's going to get tougher throughout the game as it continues to get colder, and you got to relish those opportunities, right? When you're playing in the NFL, you're playing football. This time of year, that's when games are going to get harder because it's cold. Do you find ways to make yourself enjoy it, or do you let the elements dictate how you're able to play and perform? That's going to be the key, coming in a lot of different factors that'll go into being able to win in this football game. And offensively, of course, you just got to take care of the ball. Right now, defensively for the Broncos, right? When you think about that matchup, our offense, their defense has been good. They lead the league with 47 sacks, and Anthony Richardson has been pressured a lot this season. Okay, now I believe we are supposed to get Bernie back. Ryan Kelly, I believe as long as he can play, he'll be the starter. Will they play him? Will they play Bortolini? We'll have to see what happens there. But the offensive line, you just got to be able to hold up long enough for Richardson to find something. Now, the secondary for Denver, really good. Obviously, they have the best corner in the game, Patrick Surtain. Right? They have a good secondary. They can get after the quarterback. So they're going to make things very difficult for our offense. And the key is going to be trying to run the ball, but it's not like they're easy to run on. As I sit here and look at the numbers, they are third in the NFL at 3.8 yards per carry, only behind the Ravens. They're actually tied with the Chiefs at 3.8. So very good defensively. Passing. They're at, I believe, 6.8 yards per reception, which is one of the best in the NFL. The Eagles lead that with 6.1 yards per attempt for their defense, giving up the Eagles. And then, the Broncos sitting here at 6.7. Right, and the next best after the Eagles is 6.6 with the Titans, the Niners, and the Chargers. So Broncos basically right there lead league in both of those. Their defense has been really good. So offensively, it's just coming out of the bye week and being able to execute consistently. That's what we've talked about all year long. And I said at the beginning of the year, those are going to be the words for this season. Are going to be execution, consistency. That's what you need to be able to win on offense. And we'll see if we can get some of that, right? Getting guys a little healthier, a little bit of rest coming out of the bye week. Can we get these receivers involved in the pass game? Anthony's been better, so how will it look here in Mile High? Can we be better coming in here? And then when you think about our defense against their offense, well, our defense has been one of the worst in the league this year. And there are a lot of different, basically we're like bottom 5 in everything except for points per game, which I believe we're 18th in the NFL with points per game. So even the part where we've been better this year, as the year has gone on, we're giving up more points consistently, 24 plus every single week. So we're slowly dropping to the bottom, right? So this is a game where hey, are we going to come out of the bye week and turn this around? Or are we going to come out of the bye week, drop the ball, lay an egg here against Denver, and then, have 3 games against 3 cupcakes, and hey, maybe we win 2 of them, right? That's where I'm at. We got to come out in this Denver game, punch them in the mouth, come out, make a statement, get back to 7-7, and then start to get rolling here toward the end of the year, right? Are we going to win 10 games this year? Are we going to win 7, right? That's the question. What team are we going to see after the bye week? And I have faith that we're going to come out prepared. I have faith that Anthony Richardson, his second year, toward the end of his second year, Shane Steichen, toward the end of his second year as a head coach, we're figuring it out. Now, Sean Payton, of course, does have the coaching edge and with Vance Joseph, offensively, defensively, they have the coaching edge because they have more experience. Defensively, they're better. Offensively, I'd put our offense up against their offense for sure. When we're operating at our best, their offense has been operating well this year with Bo Nix. Guy is 26 years old, right? Bo Nix, basically a veteran quarterback at this point. So he has that experience on Anthony Richardson. There are a lot of different ways you could look at this game and say, hey, Denver's going to win. And everything you hear is going to say, hey, Denver's got this in the bag. And that's what I've heard a lot of. Hey, Denver, no way they lose this game. There's been a lot of that. And they're going to keep saying it. And I don't care what they say, because at the end of the day, I have faith that the team that I've seen, the changes that I've seen over the last 4 or 5 weeks from this team, I have faith that we can come out of the bye week and we can show what we're really capable of. The team that we thought we were going to be at the beginning of the season, that's who we're going to be on Sunday until the end of the season. Find our way somehow squeaking into the playoffs. And hey, maybe we upset somebody in the playoffs, but that's the run that we're on. All right. For the shoe. All right, that's what we do. It's for the shoe over here. And at the end of the day, again, we're giving up a lot of points, but I think we can go into this game and find a way to score points. I think we get JT going. I think Anthony's able to get some stuff going on the ground. And I think overall the play action and the RPO is going to help find things down the field, right? Later in the game, when you've set some things up, for that short game, boom, you're going to get Alec Pierce for the big plays. So that's what we're looking for. Josh Downs should be back, so it should really help us out this upcoming week. I didn't go through our injury report, but as it stands right now, Ashton Doolin is not practicing. Braden Smith could be out indefinitely, but everybody else should be good to go. Coming back, Josh Downs, full participant. Everybody should be good to go. If there's any updates, of course, I'll get that to you guys as soon as I possibly can. But for right now, this is what we're looking at with the injury report and with the weather report. You know, it should be good weather, just going to be a cold day. So, you know, going up here against the Broncos, a lot of talk all week. What's going to happen? I laid out the playoff prediction, or not the playoff prediction, but the playoff scenarios this upcoming or earlier in the week, and went through all that. And with everything we've talked about with this matchup, when it comes down to it, I just think we're going to be able to score more points. We're going to go in here, score 33 points. We're going to win this game 33-27. That is my final prediction for this game. I think the Colts get a massive win against the Denver Broncos. I know Gage with the Broncos Syndicate, not going to like that. I know he's not going to agree. And boy, if I'm wrong about this prediction, I'm sure he'll let me know about it. But that's what I have. 33-27. That's going to be my prediction for this game. I'd love to know what your prediction is. How do you think this game's going to go? You let me know your thoughts down in the comment section, and make sure you're subscribed with notifications on so you continue to get notified anytime we drop any more content. We will be live for the game on Sunday, so come hang out, drop by for a little while or for the entire game, whatever it may be. But of course, I appreciate you stopping by for another video, and as always, take care of yourself, take care of each other, and go Colts.